Hello. So this is going to be a tutorial on the, I guess you could say they're new Pinna 2 strats. It's a pretty recent discovery, like about a month or so, a couple months. But essentially what this does is it cuts out almost all the RNG that you have to deal with in Pinna 2 normally. There is still a bit of luck involved because purple bullets are just random and you kind of have to change up what you do based on if you get a purple or not. So I'm going to be going over what you do in the case of getting any kind of bullet bill in both Pinna 2 and Pinna 2 reds. Because the way this strat works is instead of getting all the baskets in Pinna 2, we separate them and we only get 2 baskets in Pinna 2 and we get the other 3 in Pinna 2 reds. So there's completely different movement for both shines that makes the RNG way less of a hassle to deal with. So I'm going to start off with no purple bullets in Pinna 2 normal. And I'm going to be going over like visual cues and stuff to just kind of let you know how to make this work consistently. So the first thing you want to do when you start the level is to do a jump and then a dive. You don't want to do a jump dive. You want to do like a jump and then a dive. Just makes it easier for some reason. And then this tree that's about to go off screen on the left, as soon as you see that go off screen, you want to do a tiny rollout and then immediately turn around and just water slide over to these flowers. And you want to stand about between the purple and the red, a bit more to the left, just so you're kind of lined up with the basket. And this is in the scenario where you get a black bullet bill, which does not home in on you. So you kind of have to do a weird double jump hover and land on the bullet. This will take some practice because the timing is pretty rough. It's not as simple as just letting it hit the basket because this one is hidden behind the mountain. So about when the bullet bill is at the peak of its height, you can't really see it because the life counter is covering it up. But when it's at the peak and it's about to start coming back down, you want to hold forward and just do a double jump and start hovering at the peak of your jump. And let go of your hover once you see the bullet bill get closer to you, like right about here. And assuming you do it right, you'll land on the bullet bill and it'll drop down instantly and break the basket. And this is the best part about this strat, because normally you would need a purple bullet to break this basket, because it's so hard to get a black one to hit it, because it's in such a bad spot. But then after you get this, you just do a dive, Y-turn, whatever you want to do to get over here. And this is the same as normal, you just stand in this spot and wait for a bullet bill to hit the basket. And you can go on and do mole skip. So yeah, that's Pinna 2 with all black bullet bills, no purples. This seems to be more common. So this is typically the strat you'll do most of the time. But I'm going to be going over everything. So next is going to be Pinna 2 with a purple bullet at the start. So you do the same movement as normal, do the jump dive, and if you see a purple bullet up in the air, you want to make sure, like, it'll home in on you almost immediately. And the thing with purple bullets in this game is they work two different ways. If you get really close to them, they start homing in on you, and you have to, like, stay close to them so they don't start spinning in circles. But if you're really far away from them, then eventually they will just point towards you and start flying towards you, which is what we're going to do here. So as soon as you see the purple has noticed you, you're going to roll out and go towards the basket. And since you're far enough away, turn the camera just to be sure. That purple will, most of the time, it's pretty common that it does this. It will just turn around and head straight towards you. So you just roll out, hop on the basket, and wait for it. This is much easier than having to deal with the double jump hover for a black bullet bill, but if you get the hover down, it really shouldn't matter too much. And then you just do the same thing for this basket. Okay, and now the last thing for Pinna 2 is dealing with a purple. Like, you get a black bullet at the start, so you do the normal movement from the first video, but you get a purple heading towards the basket. And this is a bit more complicated than a black bullet bill because purples don't, like, as soon as they see you, they're going to start dropping down really fast, and they're going to move, like, pretty slow. So once you see the purple come in, you want to wait for it to get close to the basket, and you want to roll out towards it so that it slows down immensely, and it just slams right into the basket. Yeah, it's about the same difficulty as the black bullet bill with the hover. Instead, you just do a rollout, and usually it crashed into the basket. So yeah, lots of different ways to do the first basket. The second one is pretty much the same thing every time. And now it is time for Pinna 2 Reds. So you get the first 2 baskets here, and then on the revisit for Pinna 2 Reds, you're going to get the other 3, which is the one off to your left, and then the one right in front of Mario up ahead, and then the one on the beach. So what you do here is you want to just jump dive off to the left and ledge grab the right side of this basket, pretty much fully right side. I'm a bit towards the center of it, but you want to be as far right as you can be. And you're going to turn your camera towards the bullet bills. And as soon as you see the third bullet bill, the one that's all the way off to the left, as soon as you see that kind of come in your direction towards the peak of its height, you're just going to immediately go away from the basket and water slide towards the one off to your left. And doing this, you want to make sure you ledge grab like as soon as you can. And if you do this correctly, you should be able to hear the sound of the basket breaking, because this manipulates the bullet bill to hit the basket that you were just standing on. So you wait for the third bullet to be up in the air. Pretty much as soon as you can see it, you just take off and go to the next basket. And just listen for the basket sound. And that, that happened. Yeah, purples can be weird in this shine. They can also just come towards you. So yeah, just waiting for purples here. And then you just do mole skip like normal. And then the final video is doing this with no purples at all, because I'm just trying to go over every single possible way you could do this, just so there's no like improv involved. So you ledge grab the basket, you wait for the bullet to be on screen, and then you just water slide towards this basket, and you wait for the sound, and then basically, this is kind of the same thing you do in the normal shine. You just wait for these bullet bills to come towards you. This one's literally just a waiting game. You can kind of sidestep left to manipulate this one if it's a bit far right. But then after that, you just go back towards this blue coin, and then you just make a dash towards the beach. And here, I just kill these purples just to demonstrate kind of where you want to stand for this basket. Because I know in normal Pinna 2, people kind of struggle with this one because of the tree. So pretty much where I'm standing is a good spot. A purple hit the basket there, but if you just stand there long enough, eventually black bullet bills will hit the basket. So just stand somewhere in that area, and you should be good. And yeah, that's all the different ways to do these new strats. I highly recommend doing them because it cuts out so much RNG, and it's way more consistent. I don't think I've gotten more than like 10 seconds off my gold a single time that I've done this. So yeah, it's really not that tough to learn. The hardest part, I would say, is the double jump hover towards the black bullet in Pinna 2. The timing on that can be kind of rough, but it's pretty easy to get used to. You just kind of have to do it as soon as the bullet bill's at the peak of its height, and then once you see it back on the screen, you just let go of your hover and you should bounce on it. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. Those are all the different ways of doing Pinna 2 and Pinna 2 Reds with these new strats. Definitely pick them up, because it makes this shine way more tolerable and less frustrating than the old way. Nice missed mole skip.